Hi guys, Stuff and Nonsense. We're back in business on YouTube again for the week. So today, rather than talking about Alice, I thought I'd start to talk about the creative project that will be due at the very end of the semester. So I think we made the due date May 22nd. This week I'll send you the revised course outline stuff so you can see what it looks like. So you still have, instead of a class test on Alice, we're going to do the questions that we're working on, the forum questions, and I need you to be participating in that. And even you can participate beyond your own question. You can make comments on other people's answers to their questions. Okay, but today focus is creative project. So for the creative project, you have to make something that's nonsense. And usually it could be something that you would bring into class, but this time you're going to make something and take a photo or make a video of it for me. Okay, so in some way I need to see what you created. It can also be a story, so you could write a nonsense story. So it could take basically any shape that you want. Like you can make it a song, so you could send me perhaps a audio tape. It can be anything. It could be a painting that you make a painting. It can be a photo, but you're gonna, let's say you do a painting, you'll send me a photo of your painting, so of your creation. Okay, so you're also going to have to write an analysis to go with the creation, but we're not going to worry about the writing the analysis. That's not today's lesson. Today's lesson is just to get you thinking about what you could do for your project. So I'm looking at my phone as I'm recording and I'm seeing like I need a haircut. So you could, and I can't get one, I once years ago did a self-portrait of myself, but instead of using, when I made the hair, I used words. Like I made all the shape of my hair in words and all words that mattered to me. So that would be something nonsensical because it would be the use of the unexpected. I'm trying to think of some of the best ones I've had over the years. I once had, I'm trying to, should have prepared in terms of thinking about my favorite ones. Oh, the best one, I think perhaps the best one ever was a life-sized sculpture of a toilet, but it was made out of cookie dough. Okay, so here you'd understand the unification, right? Because it's like cookies are delicious, but toilets are, ugh, we just want to use them and forget about them, right? And it was a life size, like made out of cookie dough, big. And inside, the student had even like something to look like pee, like it was, I don't know, yellow jello or something pretty gross. So the idea then of creating something. So how are you going to get your ideas for the nonsense project? So a couple of things. We can work backwards, right? Because if we know from the Freud project that we make jokes or create nonsense, say, about things that give us that we have hostility or anxiety about, or lust for that matter. But let's assume you're going to do more your anxieties or things that make you anxious. So if you're worried about, catching the virus, maybe you want to do some kind of joke about that. Oh, I once had a student, it's related to the needing a haircut thing, instead of doing a beauty parlor, the student did an uglification parlor. So how could you do that? Like, how do you make an uglification parlor? And she did something really quite simple, which was the list of prices and services. So what do you have to do if you want to, how much does it cost to get wrinkles or pimples or whatever else? So you might think about something that's like in your life, maybe something even that bothers you. Let's say R-score or what's going to happen with this semester, and turn it into something else, right? So use the things that are in your head or that are in your heart for that matter, and try to find some kind of creative way of transforming them, because that's really what it's going to be about. Another thing which I've already been suggesting to you is to see what you're dreaming about, because often, like Freud said, our dreams are so strange, right? And we have things like that are unexpected, right? So I want to think about that. Over the years, quite a few students have done things with clocks. So playing with clocks, a clock that wouldn't go in the normal way. So that's another thing you can do, is be inspired by Alice, right? So maybe things that you're reading about in Alice, maybe you want to do the nonsense marmalade jar, something, okay? So that's almost enough for today's little YouTube lesson, and no pressure, because you have till, you have 6 weeks or so till it has to be submitted, even more, I think, but let's call it 6 weeks, close enough. Maybe you could do a nonsense calendar, what it feels like living the way we're living now, how we all bought agenda books and wrote everything down, but we got nothing to do. Well, you do, you have to hand in your work. All right, so hope you're doing okay, you're enjoying the sunshine, you're doing all the right things in terms of taking care of yourselves, and and the rest of society. And start thinking about the Nonsense Project and let it be something that brings you, creativity. It is a great, it's a great comfort, and you can entertain people with it too, right? And get them to think. And those are good things, and we need that, right? So we need science to save us now, all you scientists and future scientists out there. We need science, but we need the arts too. So this is time for thinking about the arts. Although you could do a nonsense science experiment, right? Or a nonsense science invention. Anything goes as long as it's not going to land you in jail for your project, okay? Or ruin my career at Marinopolis. Take care. Talk to you tomorrow.